Welcome to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report, hosted by Craig Dawson, Vice President, Soul Pit Media.
Hello, this is Craig Dawson. Welcome to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report. Today we have Camille Taylor, owner of Camille's House of Style and Boutique in Johnstown, PA. Camille, welcome to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be a guest today. I was super excited to have you on today. Camille, I just wanted to let you know that with each show, we try to inspire our youth, and we want to let our youth know that you can be anything that you put your mind and your heart and desire to being. And that leads me to my question with you. Did you always envision yourself as a business owner?
Absolutely not. I grew up in a Christian home. So growing up in a Christian home back then, one of the epitomes of life was to have a husband, so they kind of groomed you. You always was cooking and cleaning and just getting ready for a husband. And I was always going left. I always like, hey, I want to do this and I want to do that. I grew up in a more of a Pentecostal church, so everything was very conservative. And the only thing I ever wanted to do, I just wanted to do hair. My biggest dream was to do hair in New York, and that was it. I never thought about owning my own business. I was actually in school. I did a semester. I went to IUP for one semester for business because my parents worked for IUP. They literally gave me an opportunity to go for free, but I wanted to do hair. So I never envisioned myself as a business owner. I was just trying hey, I just want to own businesses, want to work in a business, do hair, and never thought about what I would be today.
Now, Camille, you are such a multifaceted person, but as you stated, you actually started as a hairstylist and now you own your salon. Doing hair, was that something you always just enjoyed from a young age?
I have three sisters, so I really didn't have a choice. Plus, I had aunts. My one aunt, Genevieve, she had her own salon in her house, and I just thought that was so amazing. I would go over there, and I would sit there, and I would want my hair done. But she'd say, if you get your hair done, you're going to have to help me. So she would make me shampoo, sweep up hair, and I just loved it. So that's how I started out. I really wasn't into fashion like I am now, but for me, I've had my license for 26 years, and I started right out of high school. I went to Indiana Tech. Back then, I think they still do it now. If you went to Tech, you were like the not so cool kids. And I encourage my kids or any kids to get that free education. I don't care if you're going to college. You make sure you go to your guidance counselor and you let your guidance counselor know. Say, hey, listen, even though I'm going to Tech, I'm going to college too, because it's a different curriculum. You'll get an easier curriculum if you're just going to cosmetology school or to Tech. But it is so much harder. And I just encourage you to do it because you come out with a license. You're a licensed cosmetologist and you got it for free. Whereas if you get out and go to school, you have to pay about $10,000 to $15,000 for that degree. So if the school is offering it to you, why not take it and run?
It's always good to have a skill or craft to fall back on also in case plan A doesn't work out. Camille, you also stated you are a fashion designer, and I've actually seen some of your work, and it's simply outstanding. I mean, how did you get this passion, for design?
I was 315 pounds. And if anybody who wears a size 24, 26, when you go to the store, there's nothing there. It's either tints or bright colors or, just craziness. And at that time, even though I was 315 pounds, I still could wear a pair of heels. So I would make stuff, I would go in the store, go in the fabric store, and I create stuff. Mind you, I couldn't sew. I couldn't do any of that. There would be Velcro on the inside. There would be pins and just all kind of craziness going on in the inside. But on the outside, it was so cute. I threw on jewelry, some heels, and I would go places and people literally would stop me and say, hey, where'd you get that at? And I didn't want to tell them because, people want to look and check it out. And I was afraid, honestly, it was going to fall apart. I was probably holding it together up under my armpit, trying to keep it from falling apart. But I literally would be like, I made it. And it just kept happening to me over and over again. And one of these people, she worked at Joanne Fabrics. She's one of my favorite people when I go there. She kept saying, hey, you should probably do a clothing line. And I thought, hey, I can't sew. I can't do any of this stuff. So my aunt, she actually sewed and could do things. So the first time I asked her, I said, hey, can you fix this? And she said, what were you doing? And she kind of fixed it and it was perfect. So I convinced her. I said, hey, if I create these things, could you sew for me? She started sewing for me. And that was my first initial clothing line. And there was awesome young man from Pittsburgh. His name is Malcolm. I tell people every single time I talk about this, is Malcolm gave me my first chance to do a fashion show in Pittsburgh. He literally is like top notch. I'm telling you, when this guy, you see his stuff on the runway, he is amazing. And he gave somebody like me, a little person like me, who couldn't do much, he gave me an opportunity. And when he gave me an opportunity, it just catapulted my whole career.
Wow, that's interesting. In other words, you can fall into a career if you work hard and you believe in yourself. Now, Camille, in doing my research for the show, I was struck by the fact that you take so much of your time out of your very busy schedule to work with our youth. Where do you get that drive from?
I have two daughters. My daughters, Mia is 20 and Amaya is 17. Mia's in college and Amaya is a senior this year. A lot of times, like growing up, I was married and was separated by the time my kids were 5 and 2. So growing up in this home where my parents have been married for 46 years, and that's all I ever seen was relationships, I found myself probably at, I think it was about 34, 35, with 2 kids, and I was a single mom. And one of the things that I always taught my daughters is that because we're family, we need to take our turns. So when Nia was playing basketball, it was her turn. So we had to pay attention to Nia. So when it was Amaya's turn, and Maya, at some point in time, she could play in the dirt. And she'd be like, look at me, look at me. As minute as it was, and we'd be like, we do not want to watch you play in the dirt. It was her turn. And what I realized is that sometimes we do all these huge things for kids and thinking that, you know, this is what they want, when in reality, they just want their turn. And their turn starts to develop their self-confidence and their self-worth. So I started doing that. I first started working at the after-school program at Johnstown Middle School. I started working at their summer program. And my thing, like I said, coming from a Christian home, like my whole business has taught me how to also work with people. Because I thought I was just going to go in that school and just love on the kids and play Christian music and everything was going to be okay. Yeah, right. Them kids was ready to hang me from the rafters and beat me with a stick. They were like, what are you doing here, crazy lady? And one thing that I had to realize is that they wanted their turn. So with that, I would give them their turn. And the only thing I could come up with was a talent show. And when I started to see and started developing their talent show skills, I started perfecting it and making it more professional and showing them that there's a way that you do it to present. And that's how it all started. So as I progressed in the school, sometimes I never had the educational background to work in the school. I was a volunteer. And because I was so adamant in my community, they allowed me to have the position, but of course I had people overseeing and I had to go through a lot of testing, but it just kind of grew into modeling. So as I started working in modeling for me is more than a picture, more than people wearing my clothes. It's more of building self-esteem, self-worth, confidence. There's certain things that we just do not do. I will not allow my models to wear see-through clothes where they're exposed. I will not allow, if they don't feel comfortable in anything, I will not allow them to get blackballed because they decided to be modest or they decided that they were uncomfortable doing those things. So that's where it all started. It was somebody giving me an opportunity to work in the school. Everybody thought I was crazy. They're like, you do hair. What are you doing in the school? And I just had a drive. I've been doing it since I was 18 years old. My very first job with kids, I created a step group in Prospect in Johnstown, and I had 132 kids. They ran around and called me Big Sister Mill. I didn't know half of these kids, and I didn't know anybody. Only thing I know, every time I was walking down the street, somebody was calling me Big Sister Mill. And that's where it just kind of started. I just had a love, just trying to show my kids, you have to have self-esteem and self-worth in everything that you do. I don't care if you're flipping burgers. Every time you see people, you say, hey, how you doing? You build that confidence in them.
We'll be right back with the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report.
As a father, I've done everything I can to protect my children. For my family, getting the COVID vaccine is about protecting the whole family now and in the future. That's why I'm making sure my children get the COVID vaccine and protect their health. For me, it's one less health risk to worry about. You have the power to finish this.
Visit pa.gov/COVID for more information. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Intermission is over. It's time to restart the arts. Join the Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council as we safely bring our arts community back to life. It's time for our next act to begin. It's time to restart the arts. Find events and information at artsburg.org.
The Port Authority of Allegheny County is hiring. If you're looking for a long-term career, competitive wages, great benefits, and desire an opportunity where very few days are the same, check out the opportunities at portauthority.org. We are driven to improve transit in the region. That's portauthority.org.
We do all we can to ensure our kids are happy, healthy, safe, and strong. Having high-quality, low-cost health insurance helps make that possible. With CHIP, your child can have medical, dental, eye care, and more for free or low cost. Whether you're self-employed, unemployed, or your employee benefits are just too expensive, CHIP is there for you to help your child be strong. CHIP Strong. Apply or renew today at 800-986-KIDS or go to chipcoverspakids.com.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
UPMC is committed to addressing the health disparities that disproportionately impact African Americans in our communities. By driving education, training, and programming, and building relationships with our community partners, we can ensure that all individuals and families have access to the preventive care, screenings, and treatment that can lead to healthier lives. Learn more at upmc.com/health disparities.
With a ramped-up commitment to investing in local Black-owned businesses, Duquesne Light Company, in partnership with the New Pittsburgh Courier, presents Small Business Spotlight, powered by DLC. Published twice per month, the Small Business Spotlight profiles 2 Black-owned businesses and provides each of them with a free quarter-page ad to promote their business. Do you know a business that should be featured? Visit newpittsburghcourier.com/Small Business Spotlight for more information.
The future of transit is now, and we are working to improve your ride. Look for bus tracking technologies and other innovations to keep you better informed. Getting around town has never been so easy. portauthority.org.
Intermission is over. It's time to restart the arts. Join the Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council as we safely bring our arts community back to life. It's time for our next act to begin. It's time to restart the arts. Find events and information at artsburg.org.
I've done everything to stay healthy and protect my unborn child during COVID. The way I see it, getting vaccinated is one less risk to me and my baby's health for now and the future. Plus, free vaccines are available in my neighborhood. You don't even need an appointment. Just walk in. You have the power to finish this.
Visit pa.gov/COVID for more information. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
We're back with the Soul Pit Media, Health, and Business Report. Well, I just had a conversation with someone just recently about time and lack of time. Parents, a lot of them don't know that these kids want attention, just as you stated. You know, just spending time is more valuable than any trip to the mall or any amount of money in some cases that you can give your child. And, you know, I really commend you for taking time out of a very busy schedule to try to work with our youth. And I know you're a person who wears many hats. Now, do you have any upcoming ventures in the works?
Right now, I had a fashion show that was supposed to be on Saturday, but had a loss in my family. So we rescheduled it. On the 18th, I'm doing a fashion show in Harrisburg. We just did one last week, and we came from Fashion Week New York. We've done that. I've been working on a documentary because I followed a group of kids. I started out with 10, and following these kids, they just gave me life. You know what I mean? And I think that people don't realize is that even though sometimes you think children are a challenge, sometimes they just, whatever you're giving to them, they're giving it back to you times 1,000. So whenever you upbuild them and you lift them, sometimes they come in and give you a hug and they lay on your back and they say, I just love you. They don't understand that for me, my day was just crazy. And that just little bit, I love you, just gave me more energy to keep going. I have done a documentary of 10 kids. It started out as 10. It ended up as 5 because, they kind of fall off and they're a little bit older. They're like in their teens, early 20s. So, life starts to get to them and, boyfriends and just different things that kind of fall off. I followed them, and every single time I gave them opportunities. I took them to New York. I worked with this awesome lady. Her name is Cat Lady Productions. She does furs and just all kinds of stuff. She was amazing. She took them to the Chanel factory, and she just teamed up with me basically so that we were able to give them a different exposure because I'm a little bit biased. I will spoil them, and that's not always good in this modeling industry because then when somebody else says, hey, no, it breaks them down. So I gave them opportunity to work with another lady. Her name's Christina Williams in Baltimore, Mr. Marcellus in New Jersey. I just took them around and I spent my own money. I got hotels and sometimes we packed in a car and we were going. Sometimes we had to rent a car. But I had to take them out of this little small town to let them realize that they could do whatever they want to do. And every time they did a show or whatever, I did an interview with them. And you can just see them grow and develop. It's probably about 30 minutes, although it took me 6 months to get all this footage, but it's about 30 minutes long. And literally, you can just see them grow and develop with just self-esteem and self-worth. And, now I have a cafe open and I have 3 of them working for me. One was a photographer or just working with her, and I'm pairing her up with other videographers and photographers. And now, she's shooting and doing other things. That is my goal, is to try to build in a sense that you can do whatever you want to do, but I'm also showing you that you can be an entrepreneur. You can own your own things. You can do whatever. There's no rules in entrepreneurship when the business belongs to you. Only thing I say is have great customer service and be professional. Always say yes, please, and thank you. Make sure that you have an understanding and you write out a contract. Understand what we're both talking about before we begin. So I just build. That's just what I do. And kids seem to be more of a sponge. Sometimes whenever you get an adult or somebody who's been doing it for a while, it's hard to kind of break what they do. And that's okay too. But I love working with kids. Love it.
You're talking about an entrepreneur. Let me see if I have this correct. You are a hairstylist, a fashion designer, and you just opened up a cafe.
I did.
You're just multifaceted. And if our readers, listeners, web participants, if they want to get in touch with you for either the latest in hairstyles, fashions, or your cafe, can you please let our listeners know how they get in touch with you?
You can call at any time. I'm always open. Even doing everything that I do, I still always answer my phone. My number is 814-659-0706. You can find me on Facebook under Camille's House of Styles, Salon and Boutique. You can find me on Instagram under Camille's House of Styles. And basically, I have a website too. My website is www.camilleshouseofstyles, Salon and Boutique.
Now, Camille, you really taught me today. I thought I was doing something with 2.5 jobs, but I see that I have to really start getting back on this horse there and I'm trying to catch up with you. I want to say thank you so much. I mean, really, I learned something today. I learned that with drive, desire, heart, and mainly believing in the man above, that you can really make a difference in not only your life, but so many other lives. And I want to thank you so much for being a guest today and continued success to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We'll be right back with the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report.
As a father, I've done everything I can to protect my children. For my family, getting the COVID vaccine is about protecting the whole family now and in the future. That's why I'm making sure my children get the COVID vaccine and protect their health. For me, it's one less health risk to worry about. You have the power to finish this.
Visit pa.gov/COVID for more information. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Intermission is over. It's time to restart the arts. Join the Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council as we safely bring our arts community back to life. It's time for our next act to begin. It's time to restart the arts. Find events and information at artsburg.org.
The Port Authority of Allegheny County is hiring. If you're looking for a long-term career, competitive wages, great benefits, and desire an opportunity where very few days are the same, check out the opportunities at portauthority.org. We are driven to improve transit in the region. That's portauthority.org.
We do all we can to ensure our kids are happy, healthy, safe, and strong. Having high-quality, low-cost health insurance helps make that possible. With CHIP, your child can have medical, dental, eye care, and more for free or low cost. Whether you're self-employed, unemployed, or your employee benefits are just too expensive, CHIP is there for you to help your child be strong. CHIP Strong. Apply or renew today at 800-986-KIDS or go to chipcoverspakids.com.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
UPMC is committed to addressing the health disparities that disproportionately impact African Americans in our communities. By driving education, training, and programming, and building relationships with our community partners, we can ensure that all individuals and families have access to the preventive care, screenings, and treatment that can lead to healthier lives. Learn more at upmc.com/health disparities.
With a ramped-up commitment to investing in local Black-owned businesses, Duquesne Light Company, in partnership with the New Pittsburgh Courier, presents Small Business Spotlight, powered by DLC. Published twice per month, the Small Business Spotlight profiles 2 Black-owned businesses and provides each of them with a free quarter-page ad to promote their business. Do you know a business that should be featured? Visit newpittsburghcourier.com/Small Business Spotlight for more information.
The future of transit is now, and we are working to improve your ride. Look for bus tracking technologies and other innovations to keep you better informed. Getting around town has never been so easy. portauthority.org.
Intermission is over. It's time to restart the arts. Join the Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council as we safely bring our arts community back to life. It's time for our next act to begin. It's time to restart the arts. Find events and information at artsburg.org.
I've done everything to stay healthy and protect my unborn child during COVID. The way I see it, getting vaccinated is one less risk to me and my baby's health for now and the future. Plus, free vaccines are available in my neighborhood. You don't even need an appointment. Just walk in. You have the power to finish this.
Visit pa.gov/COVID for more information. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
We're back with the Soul Pit Media, Health, and Business Report.
Hi, this is Debbie Norrell, and welcome to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report Community Calendar. Now is the time to consider your Medicare plan options and enroll before Medicare annual enrollment ends on December 7th. Medicare Advantage plans are a good choice because they provide more benefits and features than original Medicare, have predictable copays, and offer a large network of doctors and pharmacies. Open enrollment is your chance to review and compare your current Medicare coverage and other plan options for 2022. Even if you're happy with your current plan, it's important to check for any changes next year and compare with other available plan options. You may even find plans that save you money. Now's the time to explore your options and find the best fit for your needs and budget. COVID-19 testing is available and open to the public at Mount Eric Baptist Church at 271 Paulson Avenue in East Liberty. Testing begins Tuesday, October 26th, and will be available every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Registration is required by contacting mountarrett.org or call 412-441-1800 and select extension 0. The Hill Dance Academy Theater presents Hallows in the Hill, a Halloween event that will feature face painting, trick-or-treating, a fantasy house, dancing, arts and crafts, and a contest for the best costume. Hallows in the Hill is for youth ages 3 to 17 and will take place on Sunday, October 31st from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. For questions and more information, call 412-448-2739. Thank you for listening to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report, brought to you by Port Authority Employment. Looking for a great job with benefits? Check out their website, portauthority.org, and click on Careers. Thank you for tuning in to the Soul Pit Media Health and Business Report, hosted by Craig Dawson, Vice President, Soul Pit Media. Thank you, Pittsburgh, for your continued support.